His homecoming was wrapped up just a short time ago in Richardson. His family still pleading for some answers. Our Damon Fernandez joins us now live from Greenville Avenue Church of Christ.
Well, John, more than 1,500 people packed this church back here for Botham Jean's funeral, including a large number of people from St. Lucia, his home country. Now, mixed with the memories that many of his friends and family members shared, some passionate speakers made it very clear they still have some serious questions about what led to his death. As the spiritual music Botham Jean loved and was known to sing filled the sanctuary at Greenville Avenue Church of Christ, emotion took over the 26-year-old man's mother and family as they entered the church. It's been a painful week for those who knew the young accountant.
To know Botham was to love Botham. He was the light in a dark room.
And it's been a week filled with stinging questions for Jean's family, who traveled from his home country, St. Lucia. His uncle says they're still wondering why a Dallas police officer shot and killed Jean in his downtown Dallas apartment.
A nuke had been unleashed on our family by someone charged to protect and serve.
Accountability was among the themes passionate speakers mentioned during Jean's funeral Thursday.
Don't tell me not to grieve. Don't tell me not to grieve. I'm not there yet.
Friends and strangers are remembering Botham Jean as a young, energetic, smart, educated, and talented man of God. And as community members continue fighting for answers about his death, Pastor Sammy Berry from Dallas West Church of Christ had this to say as city and county leaders looked on.
The apartment complex should take action. The state of Texas should take action. The city of Dallas should take action. The Dallas Police Department should take action. The community should take action.